What is going on, guys? This is Joe Young coming at you with an update video on the Zebra Pleco tank. As you can see, things are kind of changing up in the tank. Alright, the first thing you'll probably notice is there's no more substrate. I actually went ahead and siphoned all the substrate out maybe 2 weeks ago. I kind of wanted to keep the water a lot cleaner for the plecos, and I'm going to start probably putting the Starlight plecos in here with the zebras. So they're going to make a huge mess, and it's a lot easier to clean a bare bottom tank than a substrated tank. Now, I really like the sand substrate look, but for whatever reason, this substrate was kind of like an artificial substrate, so I didn't really like it as much as like a real sand. So maybe in the future, if I can maintain the tank in the right conditions I like, I may introduce some sand into the tank, maybe just a thin layer of sand, just to cover the bottom a little bit so that these guys can kind of just like rustle and kind of just like run around in the sand. But for now, I want to kind of see where the pocket areas are for the dirt and debris where it's captured. I kind of see kind of two zones that is kind of really high in debris. So I'm going to kind of focus on maybe cleaning that area and seeing where everything kind of lands, and then eventually maybe putting sand in here like I mentioned. So right now the Zebra Plecos are way in the back. It's actually a lot easier to see them now without the substrate, but they're all in hiding here. I did remove the pleco caves because like I said, I want to kind of figure out the dead spots, the areas that I need to focus on in terms of siphoning when I do my water changes. Once I kind of figure that out, I'll kind of place the pleco caves back in, but in a certain area so that it doesn't kind of trap all this debris. So maybe later I'll go ahead and do an underwater shot of the Zebra Plecos so you guys can see them a little bit closer. But right now the tank is kind of a mess because nothing's finalized yet, and once I have it finalized, I'll reposition some of these driftwoods back to where they were, and then place the caves back in, and it'll look a little bit nicer. Alright, so down into the sump area. So here are the two Bettas that are still chilling in here. They're doing really nice. This guy's starting to show his age. As you can see, his fins are starting to kind of like, looks like he's aging in terms of like, he's not as solid blue as he used to be. He's still beautiful beta, but definitely he's showing his age. The koi beta, still looking pretty nice. His plants are kind of doing It's because it's getting covered by this plant up here. I really love this plant. Actually, this is a trim back. It used to cover actually all over here. And I sewed that portion of it, so it's a lot cleaner, I guess. Cleaner look, but yeah, it definitely took up a lot of that space there. You guys ready for some underwater shots? Let's do this.
Thought about this too much. What's there left to say? Throw your stones the river. Like me, it drifts away. I would watch you stare.
Finally, I did move some of the forktail rainbows here into the tank. They weren't doing so well in the 125 because it was a CO2 driven tank, and it seemed, they didn't really like the pH drop in that so much. So I went ahead and moved the remaining guys into here. There's only a couple left. A lot of them didn't make it in the other tank, and then when I transferred them in here, I did remove some of the substrate here. I only have a few left now, so that's too bad, but they look really nice. I removed the Celestial Danios that were in this tank, and I'm going to actually put them in the other 60p that's being set up once it's cycled. I think they'll look a lot nicer in that tank just because of the green and the red substrate that kind of go along with that. Other than that, the plecos are doing really well. It's going to be quite some time until they get to a certain size. There's two of them that are pretty big actually. They're probably pushing 2.5 inches. They need to grow slightly bigger before they're actually mature. And again, that's assuming that one of them is a female and one of them is a male. I can't really tell right now. I think one of them is for sure a male, the bigger black one that's in the back. This one I'm not quite sure. Again, maybe once it gets a little bit bigger I can kind of tell, but I can't really determine it. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the update on the Zebra Pleco tank. There will be more to come in the future, and until next time guys, peace.